Can y'all hear me?
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's new work captures the spirit of We Fight for Independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flapping.
Things have kind of changed around here. I'm sure by now you guys know that Jay and I have separated. Sorry. It's been hard and, you know, for the best. And I'm not going to talk about why we separated. He has his version, I have my version, but hopefully one day we'll be able to be friends. But anyways, my whole point of doing this vlog is, hold on, is to have a little bit of therapeutic release, I guess, and have you guys go on this journey with me. Everybody goes through heartbreak at some time in their life. And
how is it even possible that Jelly Roll stood on stage at the Grammys in February saying that Bunnie saved his life, that without her, he would be dead? And then in May, he files for divorce. How is it even possible that he's the one who filed for divorce, even though he's the one who cheated on her and she took him back? And this is why you will never win being the ride or die woman. So let's talk the psychology behind this, because it's very opposite than the propaganda they've tried to convince us. Because haven't we heard that if you forgive a man who hurt you, who betrayed you, then that is showing him grace. And if you can just show him grace, then he will see your potential and rise to meet it. Well, that's not at all what the mind does, and it's because of cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance basically says it's really hard for us to hold two conflicting beliefs in our mind. So if you cheat on someone who you're supposed to love, who is good to you, what are the beliefs that pop up? It's really hard to hold the belief that I am a good person and I devastated someone who did.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Skeptic.
85 Slim.
It's Mia.
So Mia, you know about Jelly Roll. What you think about this whole divorce situation?
I mean, I'm not surprised. They could have simply outgrown each other at this point in time. Maybe they did outgrow each other. It happens. However, it is convenient that he lost 200 pounds. I mean, they've been through a lot. Then all of a sudden, he has this life-changing weight, and now he decides he doesn't want to be married to her. We see it with women too. Everybody gets that, like, divorce glow up, they say. So, I mean, I guess it happens to men as well.
Absolutely. So, supposedly she cheated with his best friend.
Somewhere you would come spend a weekend with the kids and y'all would, wake up and cook breakfast together and be stuck, just like, and then I was starting to get negative. Like, I don't know, man, like got so much land. Should I built it a little bigger? Or, I don't know. I was just like super egoed out in my head about it a little bit. And then I got here and I seen it and I'm like, this is what I prayed for, y'all. Like, this is everything I prayed for times 50, somewhere to bring my family. Like, when I used to go to my uncle's farm and we would go do the holidays over there, and it was just this beautiful little farmhouse. It wasn't nothing big. It was just a beautiful little farmhouse. I just wanted to try to recreate that in this way. And dude, I think I nailed it. And I think my uncle's going to be so proud of me when he finally comes here. And I know if my father was alive, he'd be elated about all this. He'd be like, this is absolutely insane. Man, God is so good, y'all. I'm just so blessed with a family and so blessed.
Skeptic, how you feel about Bunnie XO cheating with Jelly Roll best friend and him being a celebrity?
That's crazy. That's insane. I guess I had just heard her side because I had not heard that. I had just heard her explain how it is he kind of blindsided her with the divorce after Mother's Day, I guess. But I mean, it makes sense. I think when it comes to a relationship, like you'll never understand because you'll never know both sides. Like, it's a very hard thing to kind of like draw a conclusion from someone's relationship because you don't understand either side, right? There's always like his side and her side, and then there's the truth. So I don't know that. That's crazy. That's really, really messed up. And I think that's the worst way to get back at someone. Like when you have a bad breakup and you're young, you go with the friend, right? Because that's like the hardest thing for someone to take. So if that's true, I mean, I kind of get it. The crazy part is though, like, she did go through a lot with him. I think that's the kind of like everyone's in shock because while he was unattractive, maybe this had been going on and he knew about it and was putting up with it, but now he doesn't have to.
True. Well, supposedly Jelly Roll already moved on.
He
is
rearing and ready to go. He's all hopped up on testosterone, let me tell you. And he's ready to go. So he's even started dating, which is great. I love that. So his DMs are open. Go to freaking his Instagram, JellyRoll615 if you don't know, and go send that a DM. Like, you guys don't be scared. Everybody go hit him up.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your
Make
shot.
it good.
Shoot your shot. I will be the ex-wife, okay? And we'll have a great time.
So Slim, what's the amount of time after a breakup that you can move on?
Nowadays, or you talking morally? I mean, I gotta,
I mean, from your perspective, like for me, I'm moving on the next day.
It just depends on the breakup, number one, and it depends on how emotionally attached you are to that person, number two. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you really, really fucking with someone, it's gonna take some time. But at the end of the day, if you ain't fucking with somebody like that, that shit could be it could already be popping off while y'all breaking up. Like, it could be going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that type shit.
Well, Father's Day was yesterday, and my Father's Day was insanity. My baby mama hit me up going off saying, oh, this my Father's Day, F you, this, and that. So for me with relationships, if things going left, and me, she got a restraining order on me. So like if anything going on in relationships with people and it's a problem and you affected my mental, I got to go. But this is how Bunnie was saying, because her lifestyle is what Jelly Roll had an issue with.
A golf ball through a garden hose.
One of my questions is actually asking you guys any tips on giving.
I don't give out tips.
Oh, because you're the throat goat. So I think if you're going to give a
know.
good job, it needs to be wet. I like to give sloppy jobs, no teeth, cover your teeth. The best practice I ever had was trying to suck with braces on, because you have to, you know, like really cover your teeth so it doesn't shred it like a cheese grater.
I just remember the conversation we had at the plastic surgeon. Do you remember? She's like, you don't just gnaw on it sometimes?
Oh, so good. I don't know. I love it. I love.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, you've never had a girl take a and just slap her face with it and just kind of like, you're like, this is if you really love this. Okay, you have to like really get into it.
Not everyone gets
but
that.
sometimes I take it and like I'll put it in the back of my teeth and I just kind of chew on it a little bit, and guys go crazy. Like they.
Wait a minute. Yo, hold up, real quick. Who the hell is this chick? Is that his ex-wife? Is that Shorty? That he used to date?
Yeah.
And we surprised that she Blaze his best friend. We not surprised, are we?
But here's the thing. She's been talking like that though. She's been doing this for. You can't tell me that's the reason why.
Encounter, and I'm like, okay.
Right. So, but like, let's set this history though. Like, skeptics aren't wrong. Like, let's set the history. Like, she's always been this way. It was her that got him started. There would be no Jelly Roll without her. She's the one that put up all the money for those EPs. She's the one who bought the houses. She's the one who paid for the lawyer for his custody. Mind you, they met, and it was like on her end, at least, according to them, when they tell the story, it was love at first sight. She literally took this man basically out of the gutter, paid thousands of dollars for years before he made it. I mean, it was her money. So he had no problem when she was making this money and she was spending thousands of dollars for him. Like she spent tens of thousands of dollars on custody so he could have his daughter Bailey. I mean, he had no problem then.
Love at first sight. You said,
but all of a sudden, but now years later, after it's all said and done, after they've made it, the blood, the sweat, the tears, that they have millions of dollars together, they finally made it. They can concentrate on her IVF and his IVF journey. I mean, Bailey has graduated. They just had her prom. Like, everything is good. And now he's got a problem. Where was the problem 10 years ago when you were a gutter rat who couldn't afford to feed your daughter? When you were having scraps, and now you don't like where the money came from?
But wait a minute though. She's always been slapping penises on her face when he met her, is what you're telling me?
Yes. She's the same. She's very authentic. Nothing has changed from 10 years ago to now. She doesn't do the sex work now that she was doing back when he met her 10 years ago. This isn't a secret. This is very well known. They have both talked about it numerous times. This is not some like thing that just appeared. So it's super weird that it was okay then. Now, all of a sudden, after you guys have finally made it, the blood, the sweat, the tears, basically he kept her as a money person and a stepmother. The daughter hits 18, and now all of a sudden after Mother's Day, he's divorced. He's trying to
essentially,
it's wicked suspicious to me.
Now, keep in mind, this is the man cave, and I'm just going to be honest with you. So essentially, you're basically saying this is a win for Jelly Roll.
I would say he got a stepmother for 10 years. He got his bills paid. I mean, she was ride or die. She was constantly there by his side. You know what I mean? She put up her own money for him to you know how much it is in the music industry to get the studio time, to get all of that, to go to these places. She put that seed money up for him. Don't be wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't a good artist before. I'm not trying to negate or take away from that, but I am saying to not give her some credit or some roses for getting him to that next level, because it was her seed money that got him to that next level. Obviously, he's talented, but you and I both know you still need seed money. And you can have
make that money though. It was making money from them penises.
Yeah, she used what she had to use. But here's the thing about it. He had no problem when he was benefiting, but it seems like now he was holding on to a lot of resentment. Here's the thing.
For real though.
The crazy part is, it's like, where are the red pill guys? I need to hear from the red pill guys, because I thought that women were just users. It almost seemed like she was just happy with having someone that would love her, and it didn't matter his size. But now he leveled up, and now he's done. Like he's moved on, and she was talking, like, if you guys heard the story, she was talking like there was still hope, like they could still get back together. Like it was just a fight, and they were gonna work through it, and all these things. And the crazy part is, he was out here giving relationship advice. Like on top of all that's crazy.
I'm
I'm
gonna say it
like,
like this: Jelly Roll had an agenda, man. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Well, she also admitted on her own like video podcast vlogging that she's doing. She also admitted that in their relationship, she loved him more. She freely admitted she loved him more.
Yeah, he didn't love
and
her.
she was doing more of the chasing. Like they would get into a fight, he would back away, and she would kind of chase after him. And
Telling you like this, based on her
she's like
profession,
46. Maybe she don't want to chase no more.
This is what he was waiting on. I'm gonna keep it G. He was waiting on this shit. And he probably set it up that it was his best friend to be G with you. He probably set it up. I'm just saying. She been always holding penises. He knows
that is wild. And you know what's so crazy? I believe you, Slim. I do believe you. Because I could see like the mind of a man is so different from the mind of a woman. I think that's why it doesn't work out whenever the woman is the sugar mama. Like it doesn't work out because men will like they'll just like abide by it. They look at this man. He went almost 18 years. It's crazy. And then as soon as he sees the door open, he sees a little sliver of hope. He just walks right through it. He's like gone.
Think about it. Look how big he is. He knows no girl is gonna want him. So the girl that wants him, he's gonna use his talent to get away from her. And when the time comes, sayonara. Especially a girl like that.
So supposedly he was hospitalized during all this.
Oh, God damn, I love him, dude. I love you, Austin. So I went to the hospital last night in Charlotte, North Carolina. What hospital I go to, Ron? I should shout them out. They were that good. It was No Vent Hospital last night in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to that whole hospital. They literally got me on my feet for the show. I was puffy face. It was just bad, dude. The sinus infection's bad. Now I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. They gave me a bunch of steroids, so now I'm like, hi. Y'all seen early in the vlog I had a sinus infection. It's the first night, as long as I've been touring with Post, that I didn't get to come out and sing Losers with him because I was just barely got through my show. And the next night, he sends me a big flower bouquet and goes, get well soon, mofo. Love you, PM. I love you, Post. When I say on stage every night that Post Malone is the nicest human in the world, y'all, I'm not making that up. I want to say he's not a rock star. He's the most rock star dude I've ever known that's the most normal dude in the world.
So what y'all think?
I think that some people, the ones that ignore their feelings, they end up feeling it physically. Like just from my perspective, like I'm a very feely person and like I feel the vibes and stuff and I'll be like, oh, something's wrong, like what is going on? And I'm okay with feeling feelings. Like I'm okay with handling the feeling and writing it and like going through it. Some people don't do that and then they get really sick. Like they feel it physically. So I feel like if you ignore your feelings, obviously he's trying to act like everything's okay and like this is just whatever. It's not hurting him that he's going through a breakup. I don't care how tough of a human you are or even if you believe you're doing the right thing. A breakup of more than 5-6 years, any breakup really is going to take a toll on you, but a long-term relationship breakup is hard. So like that's crazy that he's just like whatever, it's going to be okay and he's like trying to ignore that. Yeah, your subconscious and your physical body is going to feel that.
So he addressed the situation.
I wasn't going to talk about this tonight, but while we're talking about liars, the internet is a liar too. It's the only time and the only city I'm going to speak about this, so break your camera phones out now. Me and my wife are best friends. We will always be best friends. We just got off the phone earlier today. Nobody cheated on nobody. She just did a whole podcast about it. You can go watch it. Every word of it is the truth. That will be my best friend forever. This is the only time I will ever speak about it. Bunnie, I love you, baby. Thank you for those 10 years. They were incredible. Thank you for the next 10 years of friendship and 20 beyond that. With that being said, cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Sounds like he tired of rumors, but it is what it is at the same time.
So wait, how did we come to the conclusion that she cheated? Did he say that?
He did. He basically said nobody cheated on nobody.
Right.
But he didn't say, they was keeping it together either. He basically was like, thank you for those 10 years and the next 10 years of our friendship. So you know, somebody don't want nobody to know something. That's what it sounds like.
True. And, you know, to also add a layer, Bunnie XO had mentioned on her podcast or her vlog or whatever that they were still going to do IVF. Like they still had embryos and they still had planned to utilize those embryos that they have. So, I mean, we may see a family, at least for her on her end, later on at some point in time. And you never know, maybe they'll end up back together. I mean, she was talking about last year or the year before, the last couple of years, they've had like 4 pregnancy losses. I believe she said 4 pregnancy losses, which obviously will take a toll on anybody. So, I mean, she did say they still have the embryos and she's planning on, her goal is to try to be a mother.
So she said Jelly Roll was sleeping with men.
Guys, like what the fuck was in the sauce? What was in the sauce? What was in the sauce for the month of June? I don't like it. It wasn't very. It wasn't. It was not giving. This is not what it was giving. I had heard from a family member that my dad was in the hospital and that he wasn't doing good. And this was like maybe a few days after he had gotten back.
Yeah.
He went into the hospital. When he was there, he requested that nobody tell me why he's there or relay anything back to me, which is crazy to me because this entire situation of us not talking to each other was because he came to me and told me that his wife was abusing him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I rightfully so as his daughter stuck up for him and he turned on me because of that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even stick up for him like, I'm going to fuck you up, bitch. It was like, you're putting your hands on my dad? Like that shit pisses me off.
Then don't be together.
Yeah.
You said that. You were like, then don't be together. Go back home.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Like this guy's dying. Like let's fucking make his last few weeks fucking or months fucking memorable. So,
Slim, what you think about it?
I got no comment, man. I'm still like appalled on the way this chick speaks and her whole career, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough about Jelly Roll as a person, but to be G with you, I'm very interested going forward. Right now, I really want to know a lot more about this individual, and I kind of want to go back to the history because I remember when he was overweight. It's not my type of music. But I know he did music with other people that I am aware of and things like that. Very good voice, all that good stuff. Fire. Nothing to say bad about him. But I never looked into him as an individual. So this is crazy to me right now. I'm just sitting here like appalled, man. Like, and I want to get to know his ex-wife a little bit more because she's just nasty. It seemed like they both nasty. Like they just nasty. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is the vibe I'm getting.
Well, supposedly he had some connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, see? Gets worse.
How did Jeffrey Epstein happen? Much work and help. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, Ryan Upchurch has Jelly Roll and his wife to handle his dirty work. We're calling it Operation Infiltration. We're going to take over. We're going to get a building down there. We're going to take over. We got one of us there. Jelly hadn't changed. Send me that screenshot. Let my wife nip that bitch in the ass, dog. My wife is a fucking savage gangster bitch that sold pussy, dude. She will clear somebody.
You helped him set up a house, a home, so his daughter could live safely and well. And you must have said to yourself, I am doing everything for Jelly Roll possible, and he's still betraying me. Do you carry a sense of, I love him, but I can never fully trust him?
I want to be clear. When we went through that entire situation, I had to look inside myself also and be like, why am I attracting these men? Because this seems to be a huge pattern in my life. And I needed to look at the baggage that I brought in from that abusive relationship. And not that I'm making excuses for him, but most of the time when men cheat, women want to point the finger. They just want to be like, it's your fault. You did this. I'm perfect. And I didn't want to do that. I was like, I really love this man. And I know that I thank God for second chances because I am a second chance. I'm actually probably a 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th chance. And right. I feel like they don't deserve third chances, but they do deserve a second chance.
I don't ever want anybody to think that I glamorize that lifestyle. So it's like I never want to talk down about being in sex work, but at the same time, it was a means to an end, and I was in survival mode. It's not a lifestyle that everybody should be in, and it's not something that I ever want to glamorize. I don't ever want a little girl to read my book and think like, oh, well, Bunnie did it, so I should do it. No, don't do it.
And even when you met Jelly, you were an escort.
Yes.
And you went on tour and you were still working, right? So explain to me how that happened and how it worked.
Yeah, my husband, a lot of people do not understand our relationship. And my husband saved me because he let me be myself. He never tried to save me. He never tried to come in and be like, you can't do this. You need to change who you are. He always just loved me where I was at. And the way that he loved me made me want to change for him. It was wild in the beginning. You know, he would be on tour and I would book dates while he was on the road. And he just always respected what I did as a hustler, and I always respected what he did, and we both have never tried to change each other. So for that, I'm thankful. But sometimes
Yo, she is delusional. So delusional.
He used her. It was a means to an end. That's what it was. He was okay with it as long as he was in survival mode also. But you know what's so funny is that there's a situation similar to this where we know someone and they're a significant other, because they're not, you know, married, but she's into this type thing. And they live a very lavish lifestyle. They're doing very well for themselves. They're traveling everywhere. And all the married men are like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like, how do we know? Everyone could see your girl, and like it's weird to hang out with her because men act a certain way, like you know, like, oh, you know, it's like something that men can recognize. I don't know how to explain it, but like men can like look at a woman and they like know things. I don't know. They read micro expressions or something, and like all the women are like, whatever. We're just like, okay, you know, we don't care. And all the men take it harder than the women. The men are like always talking about it, always whispering in the corners. I'm like, okay, let it go. It's like they cannot get over it. It's like a man thing. I don't know if it's for the women. I don't think we care that much, but men almost don't respect you. Like they're talking about you consistently.
Word. So one of the issues with their situation was IVF treatment.
Everything's happening. And in the last 2 years, when we decided to have a baby, you know, I got on, I had to do IVF. My hat goes off to any woman, family, couple who is going through IVF, because let me tell you something, dude, that is one of the loneliest, darkest journeys you will be on. Yes, everybody gets to see the reward at the end, but it is not all bells and whistles. It is not a beautiful journey. It completely wrecked me. It wrecked me emotionally, spiritually, physically. It was so hard on me that for the past, you know, year and a half, I became a shell of the person I was, because, you know, I'm doing these IVF journeys. I'm fighting hard just to, you know, be able to produce enough eggs to, you know, make a baby with my husband, especially at my age. Jay, you know, he's going to kill me for this, but had low sperm count. And he had to get on a bunch of hormones and a whole bunch of medication, which turned him into a freaking nightmare to be around also. And, you know, we're both on hormones. We're both, you know, he's at the point, the highlight of his career. My career is literally taking off as we're doing this too. And I become super introverted because behind the scenes, I've never talked about this, but Jay and I have lost 4 embryos. We've had 3 transfers, but we lost the 2 twins that we were going to try to have. And then we lost the other 2. And anybody that's going through that and has to deal with these miscarriages, it's gut wrenching. It is so heartbreaking. It is, you get so, I don't want to cry. You get so mad at God because you're like, why is it so easy for, you know, people who don't deserve children to just be able to pop them out, but two people who really want a baby together. Sorry. But two people who really want a child together, and this baby is so loved and he doesn't even know it yet, literally can't have it. It's like every time we just are met with a roadblock. This is like fucking therapy. Sorry. It's like every time we are met with a fucking roadblock, and that takes a toll on a relationship. So you have to think, you know, Jay and I have been through so much, and in a way, I kind of think Jay and I are trauma bonded. I feel like we've been through so much shit. We're just fucking trauma bonded at this point. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't care what anybody says. Me and that man's history, like, he's never going to be able to live that with anybody else. And thank God. Okay? Thank God. I hope he finds somebody who just fucking is a cakewalk to be with. So, you know, add in his crazy grueling schedule. I mean, I'm talking like, I love my husband, but he literally is go, 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 go. I mean, he will not sit down.
So yeah, with my chick, she lost a tube, so she can't have kids. So we basically tried to have children, and I think she lost 2 kids. So, but she was real emotional about it. We went through a lot of stuff with it, and we talked about doing IVF and stuff like that. And I had a health scare, so we definitely talked about it. But the women on the panel, so what y'all think about it?
I don't know why she's crying. She's 46 years old. The doctors would have told her years ago the odds of her conceiving would have been slim to none. I'm sorry. The coochie's dry. I don't know what to tell you. Men are born with sperm. Sperm matriculate monthly, daily, hourly. Women are born with the same set of eggs they have when we're in the womb is the same set of eggs we have for the rest of our lives. And we lose them every month like clockwork. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 6, but we lose them, right? So, I mean, it seems like such a disingenuous thing when women cry about not being able to conceive and their age is older than 35. She's 46. She knew she wasn't going to be able to conceive. She knew she wasn't going to be able to carry. It was a waste. They should have just did a surrogate 5 years ago. They had the money then. He was making money then. It just seems super disingenuous to me. I don't feel bad for people who don't read a little bit of science and biology. Most of us went through biology in high school. Like, if you want to have a family, sometimes you got to be the smart and you got to have it kind of young. I'm not saying I want you to be 16, but I'm saying if you decide you want to have kids, in between 25 and 32 would probably be the opportunistic type. You know what I mean? You're out of college, you have some money, maybe you're married, you got a house. Don't wait till you're 35, 40, 41, 42, 44. Unless you have like J-Lo kind of money where you can just spend $1 million or $2 on really nice, IVF, and you have the body. Plus she's white. White people don't have the best fertility nowadays. And I don't mean to bring the race in, but you know, also science tells us white people are lacking in fertility as well. So, I mean, her age, her lack of fertility had a lot to play about it. I mean, it's kind of weird that she's crying. It's just weird white lady tears to me at this point in time. She could have had a baby 5 years ago and it would have been easier.
And it's crazy because to me, all I heard was that woman just bashing this man, like bashing, like low sperm count is crazy to me on a motherfucking platform that if any woman was to see this that had interest in this dude, that's the first thing she might bring up. Yo, is it true that your sperm count is low? Like, why would you even say that?
Well, if they don't want kids, maybe they're interested in that. I mean, maybe if they don't want no kids, they're interested in that.
you got an agenda, yo. You setting it up for the drama. I just see it. Like, that was basically a message to women.
See, I feel like Slim is the epitome of a man's brain. Like, men literally see that, and then everything else they just did not hear it. I will say, I think, and I I can empathize with people who are going through fertility issues. I think that it's something that is more common than we know and hear of. And I can see why it was an emotional coaster, a roller coaster, because I think that, and one of the things that people don't understand is that we're kind of driven by our hormones. So if you're taking any kind of hormone therapy, you're going to change. Like your personality is going to change, the way you think is going to change. Maybe that, testosterone boost that he got ended up making him look at things more from, a different perspective. Like maybe he was okay with it as long as his testosterone was at a different range, and then he started taking hormones and she started taking hormones, and now they're both thinking and acting differently. So, I mean, it made a lot of sense to me when she was saying that they became different. Yeah, because you don't understand how much your hormones take effect into making you who you are, but it does. That's why when you're a teenager, you act completely reckless and you're an idiot, because your hormones are telling you, go do that. Who cares? Don't look at the consequences. It doesn't matter. Take the risk, jump for it, go get the girl. Like, F everybody else. They don't know. They're trying to stop you. They don't want you to be happy. And it basically, when you go and get those fertility, therapies going on, I don't know if they give you enough warning of this, but it could potentially change your relationship.
So I don't know who brought it up, but it was a Mother's Day fight. But this is her talking about it. This is when they broke up.
And so on Mother's Day, we had a little bit of an argument, which I don't think the details are necessary. And in that argument, I was so fed up and so tired that I just looked at him and I said, well, then file the divorce papers. And in our relationship, that is the one cardinal thing that you don't say, even though my husband has said it numerous times because he's the runner. But when I say it, it really holds weight because I'm not the type of person who says what I don't mean. And I ended up leaving. I packed a bag and I left. There's a couple other things that happened that, I mean, if I ever do write a book, I'll talk about it, but I just don't think it's imperative to the situation right now. So I packed a bag and I left, and I didn't talk to my husband for, weeks after that. And during that, he was so mad and we were so emotional that he ended up doing exactly what I told him to do and filing the divorce papers. Was I blindsided, and was this divorce mutual? No, I was not. It was not mutual. Even though I told him to file the divorce papers, I was speaking out of anger and just frustration. But was it necessary for us to have a wake-up call and to actually start having these real conversations? Absolutely. And so when I found out that he had filed for divorce, I immediately got on HRT because I was like, I've got to pull myself out of this hole.
So, Skeptic, how you feel about the Mother's Day fight? I think me is the one who brought it up.
Here's the thing. I know this is weird, but the way that I think sometimes the way people address things can tell you a lot about a person. She just seems she seemed more emotional about the IVF treatment than she does the relationship. Like, just from my perspective. Like, I think she feels blindsided, and in a way she feels betrayed that he went through with it, but I don't think the emotional aspect is like there for me. Like, I just think, like, from my perspective in my relationship, if you go and file for divorce, number one, I'm gonna laugh and be like, what the hell is going on over a fight is crazy. And then number two, I'm gonna call the whole family and be like, y'all need to talk to him. I don't know what's wrong with him. What he's doing is crazy. So, like, for her to just be like so calm about it, like, she really didn't seem very emotional about it. Like, okay, he filed for divorce. It blindsided me, even though I said it and really wanted to happen. And almost, she does seem a little bit absent of feelings, which I think is a problem. Like, from a 10-year relationship, you're talking about a 10-year relationship. Like, that's a very long time. And you're going to end that. And you're just like, okay. I mean, he went and did it. I told him to do it. I didn't want him to, but like, that's kind of crazy. I would have liked to have seen more, like, I don't know. Maybe they have just, both of them have both gone apart and they both are kind of like, whatever. Like, maybe that's why they're really breaking up, because the love is not there anymore. Like the attachment to each other kind of seems a little broken to me.
For sure. Makes sense. So one of the big issues was that she loved him more.
We stopped communicating together in the past year and a half, and I think it's safe for me to say that I always loved my husband a little bit more than he loved me. I was very like always protecting him and always making sure he was okay and like always chasing him, and like I literally was the glue that held us together. And that's not taking a shot in any way. That's me being just 100% honest. And I was always the chaser in a twin flame relationship, because Jay and I are twin flames and soulmates. In a twin flame relationship, there's a runner and a chaser. He's the runner, I'm the chaser. So in this past year and a half, because I felt like he wasn't pouring into me and I wasn't pouring into him, and we just weren't communicating, we just weren't on the same page, I stopped chasing him. And when I say I stopped chasing him, like, I mean, I stopped everything and just kind of went into myself and was dealing with a lot of depression and, dealing with these losses by myself.
Skeptic, how you feel about her loving Jelly Roll more?
I think people can think that. I mean, I think a lot of the time you have these different translations of things, of emotions, and people don't know how to verbalize them correctly. Maybe from his perspective, he's thinking like, if I'm accepting you with all of your past, a lot of men wouldn't do that. That is the ultimate love. That's the ultimate action of love, right? I don't care the way that other men would judge you. I'm not judging you. I'm okay with all of that. So that is the way that I'm showing you the ultimate, action of love. And then her way of showing love is like, I'm going to give you everything that I have. Like, I'm just going to give you everything, like physically. And I think maybe they're misinterpreting each other. I don't think, like, in a relationship, I think one person can be more affectionate, but both people obviously feel the same or they wouldn't be there. Like, I'm sorry, you're not going to spend 10 years of your life with someone that you hate. Like, this is a crazy thing. You obviously have some sort of affection towards this person. So I don't think that Jelly Roll, I think she just seems a little bit vain when she's coming off vain. I don't know. But it seems kind of vain to say, I love someone more. In the relationship, I was the giver the whole time. He just kind of, and from her perspective, it may seem that way. But at the end of it all, he is more wealthy now than she was at the end. She did get to, like, whatever she invested into him, she did get the payoff of it in the lifestyle. And whether she knows it or not, which I'm sure she does, she's going to get a payout out of everything that he owns because they were married, right? So she'll be okay. Like, your investment will be fine. You're going to get the payback for things. Now you really have to grapple with the fact of whether or not emotionally you guys were still attached to each other or you just were comfortable, like trauma bonded. Trauma bonded is not a healthy type of relationship. That just means both of you are feeding off of each other because of trauma. You may not be in love anymore. And that is like a recipe for chaos.
Well, she's pregnant.
Argument. I was so fed up and so tired that I just looked at him and I said, well, then file the fucking divorce papers. And in our relationship, that is the one cardinal thing that you don't say, even though my husband has said it numerous times because he's the runner. But when I say it, it really holds weight because I'm not the type of person who says what I don't mean. And I ended up leaving. I packed a bag and I left. There's a couple other things that happened that, I mean, if I ever do write a book, I'll talk about it, but I just don't think it's imperative to the situation right now. So I packed a bag and I left, and I didn't talk to my husband for, weeks after that. And during that, he was so mad and we were so emotional that he ended up doing exactly what I told him to do and filing the divorce papers.
Well, I think that was the wrong clip, but like I said, I went through issues with someone with IVF. I would want another kid. I got 2 girls. I would want a boy, and going through that with somebody really changes a person. So it's an emotional situation. So, I mean, I think it should be more research into like women's health when they can't have children. Because I mean, of course, every woman wants a child. I mean, but y'all are women, so how do y'all feel about that?
I mean, I think children are a blessing. I think some people are blessed. It's an easy road and it's easy. And I think some people are blessed in different ways. Maybe they make better aunts, and maybe people need to look at the fact that maybe the universe isn't blessing this union for a reason. I know of a couple that were together 10 years, could not conceive. They broke up finally. They were pretty toxic together. They broke up finally. He had a baby within 2 years, and she had 2 children with a now husband 2 years later. So sometimes the Lord is just waiting for you to make better decisions before they bless a union that they think is better. And sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you just got to listen to the universe. And I think a lot of people don't listen and aren't really intuitive. There might be a reason that the Lord isn't blessing the union. And sometimes that's a bitter pill to swallow.
I think you're right. I think more research needs to go into the reasons why. Actually, 46% of infertility is due to men, which a lot of people don't know that. A lot of the time it is that you have
skeptics are always with the shade. I love it. Just slide that right in.
Yeah, because it is true. A lot of people don't know that. It is. People just blame the woman a majority of the time, but 46% is pretty close to 50-50, which means like every other time it probably is the man, not the woman. So yeah, I think that's an interesting thing, that maybe sometimes things are not meant to be for a certain. I mean, I honestly, I'm not a kid person. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought a lot about having a kid, and everyone in my family has a bunch of kids, and I'm the only one that only has one. But I know my like what what I can do. I don't have a lot of patience, and I'm kind of like, I get overstimulated easily.
I only got 2 kids. I got 1 boy and 1 girl. They only make 2 flavors, and the Lord blessed me with 1 boy and 1 girl. I was like, I didn't need any more. I'm like,
second one, I'm done.
Flavors.
I honestly would be 1 and done, but I think we're gonna go for that second one. But the thing about it is, it's like, I get it. I get the love for kids. I get like some people want really big families, and I do think that more research needs to be put into fertility because it's more common than we think. I know we don't talk about it, but it is becoming a common thing for people to have a struggle. I want to say it's like between 6 months and a year to be able to get pregnant once you start trying. So like it's going to be a topic that we need to talk to. It's a new kind of thing, a field to go into, and we do need to expand on that because people are going to need more research on it.
So y'all was talking about earlier that he was allowed to cheat. So I want to play the clip of him talking about it. I mean, she was allowed to cheat because of what he looked like.
Just like the initial stuff, like I got into the super earlier stuff where you were just like direct to camera stuff before the pod. And then I was like, I should read this book. So my wife knows. Side note, I've always been obsessed with monks and like that whole, I live a very chaotic life, and I maybe romanticize this idea of disappearing to the mountains for a year and refiguring my life out. I'm like every other kid that watched Dumb and Dumber. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like maybe this will work. So when I read it, and it was a really big transition for me. My father had just died. I thought my purpose had been taken away from me because to that point, music to me was a donkey to get to people, right? And that was taken away. I couldn't get to people the way I used to get to people.
Slim, what you think?
Yo, you said she was allowed to cheat because of what he looked like?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is this whole thing right now because of what he looked like. This is why this shit is happening, because he don't look like that no more, and he got money. So Brody knew exactly what he was doing. So at the end of the day, if she cheated, he didn't care about it because of what he looked like, and he's out today because of what he looked like, and he got money. So, yo, I think it's all good, man. Like I said, I think I'm gonna look into this shit, yo. I like Jelly Roll already.
Slim say y'all put me on.
Salute.
But wait, you said she's pregnant, so now she's pregnant? I feel like that's going to change the dynamic if you're pregnant, and that's what you guys were working towards, whether you like that or not. When you guys did, I think did you say, Gray, that she was pregnant?
She was talking about being pregnant. I mean, I don't know if she's pregnant or not.
Huh.
Well, some states won't even allow you to divorce in a pregnancy. They make you wait till after. So I guess it depends on what state they got married in and also what state they are getting divorced in, whether it's Tennessee. I'm not familiar with tons of Tennessee laws, but I mean, trying to get divorced if it's a confirmed pregnancy, I mean, they may have to wait because they may want to wait because a lot of states, especially down south, have those paternity clauses and those lineage clauses that you have to fight through. So if you're not married and you give birth to a child and hypothetically speaking, the other parent isn't there, they don't sign the documentation, I mean, it could make court battling more difficult because now you have to prove your paternal parentage to this said child. And that's when the state gets involved and they get their money. So if she is pregnant, they should wait on the divorce until she gives birth, and it'll make it easier and more seamless for both of them in the court's eyes in the long run, because they can do the divorce, division of assets, and paternity and custody all in one, versus doing one section and then having to go back and do another one, especially if they get divorced in a state or she gives birth in a state that requires certain things for parentage to be proven.
That's interesting. I think they need therapy is what I think. I think the whole relationship was chaos, and I think that they never worked through their real problems, and they need to seek therapy because that's why it's so confusing. That's why, like, sometimes you'll hear him be like, "We're best of friends. I'll always love her," and then they'll come back and be like, "That's why," because they have like a lot of things that they're holding. They need therapy. Like, there's healing that needs to happen to both people. Both people are hurt. Both people have their own history. Both people brought in a lot of baggage because he brought in baggage also, but he understood that. He was willing to, like you said, he didn't look that great, didn't have all the money. She was a means to an end. She was willing to be used. She was willing to, as long as you love me, it doesn't matter what you look like, just be here to hug me. Like, that's also a problem. Like, both people got their issues.
But clearly he's made enough money to where even if he split it in halvesies with her, he'd still make out like a bandit. It's no longer cheaper to keep her because the motto has always been cheaper to keep her. And that's why a lot of men will stay in very crappy relationships because it is cheaper to keep her. But clearly he must have passed this like money threshold where the pros of divorce outweigh the cons now. So he must have hit that threshold where he's willing to give up half of the estate that they've created together and walk away with his half and be okay with it.
And also the testosterone. Also, when men lose weight, their testosterone goes up. So if you are overweight and you start losing weight, your testosterone automatically starts going up. Testosterone makes men more aggressive. It makes them look at things like their way. They have less patience. They have like these rage outbursts where they just like want to fight something. So they act kind of like teenagers again. So I could see maybe she always acted flirty with his friends. Maybe she always was kind of extra touchy with people. He was fine with it. But now his testosterone is up. Now he's like, absolutely not. I'm done with this. This is not what I want.
Word. So this was them talking about splitting assets.
Address the fact that we're getting divorced because we're splitting our assets because we have lawsuits or whatever. That is 100% completely false. None of that is true. We're not under investigation. We don't have anything like that going on. So you guys can squash that entire rumor. There's another one where
he took him out of your bio.
Yeah, Jay slams me by taking me out of his bio amid the divorce announcement. And guys, I did it first.
You did it the day it dropped.
Yeah, the hour it dropped, I was like, bye-bye. Like, come on. I'm so slick with it. You guys don't catch it, you know? Yeah. But Jay waited a couple of days or like 24 hours or 48 hours.
It happened just yesterday.
Yeah, and just took it out. But I mean, how's the dude ever going to get any tail if he's got me in his bio? Like, come on, guys. Like, really, let's think about that. So all of these narratives that you guys are trying to put together, just listen to this podcast and it'll tell you everything you need to know.
100%, yeah.
And then you don't have to make up anything anymore because that's the truth.
It's the truth.
So Mia, what you think about splitting assets?
I mean, I guess it is, I don't know what state they filed in, but a lot of states are pretty cut and dry. if you're community property, you split everything. Some states, if you can prove something bad happened and it's not irreconcilable differences like cheating or whatnot, you might get a little bit more. But for the most part, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. A lot of states are, they take the moment you got married to the moment you filed the papers, they tally it all up and they divide it in half. And then you can fight about the nitty gritty beyond that. I mean, most of the time it's pretty cut and dry. I live in a state that's like that. They take from the moment you sign the papers starting to the moment you sign the papers ending, they divide that bitch 50-50 and they say, here we go. So sometimes you get to buy the person out of the house. Sometimes you sell the house, you pay off the debt, and then you split whatever's left. But for the most part, it can be pretty easy. It's when people want to be stupid that it gets hard. But I mean, that's why they make lawyers. Get you a Johnny Cochran a divorce. I mean, there are plenty of sharks out there that are willing to fight tooth and nail and hire PIs to get you your money. So, I mean, find you a Johnny Cochran of divorce and you'd be good.
So, she did talk about the husband's best friend, or Jelly Roll's best friend. So I want to play this clip.
Back right here, it's trying to pass in your uterus. And I'm like, okay, great. Does that mean I'm pregnant and I'm having a miscarriage? And she said, well, I can't confirm it until we get your blood test back. So, I had to leave there thinking that I was half having a miscarriage and then I'm still half fucking crazy. But it did give me some relief because I knew that, Villain, do you mind? Do you mind? I'm outside right now and Villain is like, take your time, buddy. Don't worry about me. Okay, you good? Anyways, I left there and it gave me a little bit of relief because then I felt like, okay, this is what's going on. It doesn't have anything to do with the implants. This isn't my new normal, So I had to fly to Kansas City to finish doing the suicide video for you guys while I was awaiting the blood test results. She called me about a week later with the blood test results and she said that I do have HCG levels, but they were lowering, which means that I lost the baby. So I had a miscarriage in January, which
I don't think she was talking about that, but that was her again talking about the miscarriage. But if you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know we can go live. Slim, what's your final thoughts?
Oh man, good show. Like I said, I want to get more information on Mr. Jelly Roll. This looks like a crazy topic, and I'm gonna follow it a little bit more in detail. And it's all early right now, and it's all new, so it's gonna be interesting. But I think she's gonna get all that money straight up.
Skeptic.
It's crazy. The red pill is not true. Okay, they try and tell you that it's the women out here. I just saw the opposite. I want to hear the commentators, the red pill commentators, talk on this. On this situation, because it almost seems like men would do it too. If men could access a rich woman and then have them, I guess, get their career going and take care of their kids, then they would do it too. I guess it's just a human thing. Whoever can take advantage is going to take advantage. I will say to everyone, the Iran deal right now is something that we should all be keeping up with because it's going to affect us whether or not the Iran deal comes to they come to an agreement and whether or not some kind of plan is made. In very Trump fashion, he hasn't actually given any details. They just have a memorandum right now that's being signed, which means nothing technically. So if you're thinking that your gas is going to go down, just wait a little bit because I think there's trouble in paradise from what I've heard.
Mia, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad to see that they're getting divorced. It kind of is what it is. I'm sure they're going to be fine. I think we use this stuff as a distraction because current events in our country just make life more difficult than it needs to be. But I mean, this is definitely something fun to talk about, and I will keep watch for any new details.
We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night.
Sisters,
We shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just, we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive. Lobby at this point, shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This is
so
American
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers
I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, there's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see them, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Alpayne's War captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
The
Welcome to
people
my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
Vocabulary up because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment, for liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.